Fox 61 News at 6 starts now.
Now at 6, breaking news, a horrific killing in Naugatuck. What police are saying tonight about a baby killed and the man accused in this case.
Feeling the heat of rising rates.
It's going to be a grim holiday, I think, for a lot of people.
Your electric bill could shock you in the coming months. What you need to know ahead of the potential price hike.
Plus, an arrest made in connection with an undercover officer shot, but the shooter is still on the loose. We'll get an update from police.
Troubles with Twitter's takeover.
My concern right now is that Twitter is in chaos.
The calls for action from local leaders.
Plus, celebrating Adoption Day.
The one who asked me, hey, would you be interested in having a little brother? The one who always took me to school, like Mom was always the one that was there.
The touching stories from families all across the state.
Everything's remodeled here. It is a new game at the Hall of Fame in Springfield. I'm Jim Altman. Our day trippers is ahead, coming up on the Fox 61 News.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us here on the news at 6. I'm Ben Goldman.
And I'm Sarah Sanchez. A manhunt is underway for a Naugatuck man who police say killed a 1-year-old child.
Naugatuck police, along with other agencies, are searching for 31-year-old Christopher Francis Queenie, who believed to be driving a gray 2006 Chevy Impala.
Fox 61's DeAndrea Turner joins us live from Naugatuck to break down what's happening at the home. DeAndrea.
Well, you guys, you can still see that this is a very active scene behind me. Police have been on the scene all day before the sun went down, just trying to figure out what exactly happened. And we're actually waiting for the chief to come give us a brief update on what went down today. And this is a photo of 31-year-old Christopher Francis Queenie. He's being described as 6 feet tall and weighing 230 pounds. Police also say that he is armed and dangerous. He is wanted for murder of a 1-year-old that happened here on the 100 block of Millville Avenue. He's believed to be driving a gray 2006 Chevrolet Impala with Connecticut registration BF81275. And if you see him, do not approach him. Just call the police immediately. And we spoke with a neighbor today who tells me that she is just in complete shock about what happened. And she was on her porch watching the police as everything unraveled today.
Then more police came up and they brought out their rifles and stuff like that. So I backed up to my front door because I had no clue. And they started screaming for the EMTs to go inside. And the EMTs went in and then came back out, and then up went the yellow tape and everything else.
And like I said, this is a very active scene. Police are going to be on scene throughout the night. Naugatuck police are here and Connecticut State Police are here. We are also waiting for an update from the chief of police. He should be here any minute now. And as soon as we learn more information, we're going to update you on air and online. For now in Naugatuck, DeAndrea Turner, Fox 61 News.
All right, DeAndrea, keep us updated. Thank you. We're also following breaking news out of Wethersfield tonight, where a police investigation is happening right off of Prospect Street.
Fox 61's Gabby Molina is live at the scene there with more on what we know so far. Gabby, what are you learning?
Ben and Sarah, we know that Wethersfield police is here trying to serve an active arrest warrant, and they have described this situation as active but contained, but they are still asking people to stay away from this area. Now you can see behind me, this is Prospect Street. It's between Willow Street and Ridge Road, where it is currently blocked off by police. Again, them asking people to avoid this area at this point. Now there's not a lot of details as to exactly what is going on, but Wethersfield police did say that they are working with the Capital Region Emergency Services team, the East Hampton Police Department, and the Newington Police Department to serve that warrant. We have seen some activity from where we are, but neighbors have told us that the actual investigation is taking place at the Collier Farms complex, which is a little bit further down the road from where we are. We have been able to hear police trying to communicate with someone through a megaphone, but it's a little hard to make out what they're saying. Now, this situation did not impact Wethersfield schools at all. We did reach out to the Board of Ed, who said that things went on as normal, that no schools were placed on lockdown, and that everyone was dismissed without a problem. I did get a chance to speak to a neighbor inside the complex, though, and she says that they are being asked to shelter in place and that this situation has been going on since at least this morning.
This was at about 11-ish, and the police were there, and that little entrance to the cul-de-sac was blocked by a police officer but people were still entering and exiting the complex.
She went on to say that by 1 o'clock, things had changed and there was more police officers on the scene, and that's when neighbors were being asked to shelter in place. Now, they are still being asked to shelter in place. We also got a chance to speak to some other neighbors off camera who were waiting out on the street. They said that they were not given a timeline as to when they will be allowed back in. Live in Wethersfield, Gabby Molina, Fox 61 News.
All right. Thank you, Gabby. Waterbury police announced an arrest in connection to the Naugatuck police officer who was shot Wednesday night. Fox 61's Carmen Chow joins us live outside Waterbury Superior Court with all the new details in this investigation. So, Carmen, what are police saying?
Sarah, police arrested 40-year-old Jason Perez. Perez is not the alleged shooter who is still on the loose. And the judge did raise Perez's bond to $1 million, saying the shooting he was involved in could have taken a turn for the worst. 40-year-old Jason Perez of Waterbury faced a judge Friday afternoon for his involvement in Wednesday night's incident along Chase Parkway, across from the on-ramp to I-84. Waterbury police say a Naugatuck and Wolcott police officer who are in a violent crime task force were serving an arrest warrant for a person involved in a Wolcott shooting 2 weeks ago. The person they were looking for was not Perez. They say the officers felt as if they were being followed by a black Audi, so they started to leave the area. Shortly after, someone in the black Audi fired 4 to 6 shots in the direction of the officer's car, one of the bullets striking the Naugatuck officer's right shoulder and chest area, even with their bulletproof vest on. Waterbury Police Chief Fernando Spagnolo emphasizing there has been 5 police officers shot in the last 2 months.
The frightening part about this particular incident is that bullet found its way, from the back panel to where the shoulder strap was.
The injured officer was released from the hospital and is recovering well.
It definitely highlights the dangers that our officers face out there. It reminds us what they're up there against.
Police announcing Friday Perez turned himself in. He was in the car with the shooter that night. His attorney making this argument for Perez in court.
He actually gave a lot of information to the police voluntarily about another person who was in the vehicle who was the one who shot at the police officer.
The actual shooter still on the loose. Perez has a long criminal history ranging from drugs to violent crimes dating back to 2002. The arrest warrant explains Perez gave a ride to a man that day who frequents the area for drugs. The man tells Perez to follow the officer's car because they found it suspicious. And the man whips out a gun and suddenly shoots. Perez states he was not aware the man was going to shoot. Now, police say they do expect more arrests to be made, especially with the shooter still on the loose. Perez is due back in court in 2 weeks. I'm live in Waterbury. Carmen Chow, Fox 61 News.
All right, Carmen, thank you. Well, Christmas came early this year, and you got a lump of coal, unfortunately. Utility companies, Eversource and United Illuminating, gifting you an increase in your electric rates this holiday season. Fantastic. So, is there anything you can do to avoid that is the question. Fox 61's Matt Caron looked into that. He joins us live with more. Hi, Matt.
Hi guys. Well, they put up these holiday lights here in West Hartford behind me literally today, and they're going to be kept on throughout the holiday season, although it's a season that is supposed to be merry and bright, right? But based on what we are all being told to pay just to keep the lights on, it may be neither. A 50% increase.
I mean, that's a high percentage.
Eversource customers, your electric bills are going up by about $85 a month. How much is too much?
$85 a month is too much for most people. I mean, a 50% or 100% increase in your monthly energy bill, I mean, that's hard for most people to handle.
So if you can't handle it, is there anything you can do about it? The answer is yes. You can shop your own supply rate at Energize CT.
You can do that as a residential customer. You can do that as a business customer. And the thing to watch out for here are some of those pitfalls,
which can include tricky terms and conditions. Many third-party energy suppliers have been sued for deceptive marketing practices. But then again, Eversource and UI have faced their own fines for unacceptable communication and power restoration performance during Tropical Storm Isaias.
Well, my relationship with the utility companies. I'd say the past 3 years has been interesting.
The state's regulatory agency, PURA, says a 1998 law that deregulated the energy marketplace stripped them of their ability to contest supply charges.
Any work that we can do on tweaking that law, up to maybe even a little more than tweaking it, I'm open to.
Both Democrats and Republicans seem to agree that you are paying too much, but whether politics gets in the way of solutions is anybody's guess.
And if we all stay on those issues and focus on how to deliver relief for Connecticut families without making it political, I think we'll meet that common ground.
Now, the utility companies correctly point out that when it comes to supply charges, you only get charged what it costs them to procure that energy on the competitive marketplace. However, people told Fox 61 that when it comes to these multi-million-dollar profit-making companies, it would be a lot better if they cared more about their customers than only just their shareholders. We're live here in West Hartford. Matt Karen, Fox 61 News.
All right. Thank you, Matt. Turning to the weather now. Another chilly day outside.
Chief meteorologist Rachel Frank joining us now. It is blustery out there, Rachel.
Yeah, cold and getting even colder heading into the weekend, especially on Sunday. Let's take a look. The winds have come down a little bit from where they were earlier today, but we're still seeing gusts up around 20 miles per hour for Hartford. Temperatures are in the 30s to right around 40 degrees. And there is a chance for a snow shower in spots tonight. We're watching this activity in eastern Pennsylvania. It's about to move into New Jersey, and some of that may end up grazing us here in Connecticut. We're not expecting it to amount to a whole lot, but there is a chance that one or two towns might get a little coating on the grassy surfaces. Overall, we'll see clearing after midnight tonight, and temperatures will be dropping back through the 20s. So it is a cold start to the weekend. Heading through the afternoon, temperatures will only climb into the low 40s. So below average for this time of year by about 7 degrees or so. Lots of sunshine, not as windy tomorrow, but it gets blustery for Sunday, and high temperatures will only be in the 30s. We'll take a look at your full weekend forecast and ahead to Thanksgiving week, see if there's any travel bumps on the horizon coming up.
See you in a bit, Rachel. Thank you. We are following breaking news tonight from the Capitol. The Attorney General named a special counsel to oversee the Justice Department's investigation into the probe into former President Donald Trump.
Fox 61's Brent Harden joins us in the Breaking News Center with what this means going forward. Brent.
Yeah, guys, Attorney General Merrick Garland named a special counsel to oversee the Justice Department's investigation into the presence of classified documents at former President Donald Trump's Florida estate, as well as key aspects of a separate probe involving the January 6th insurrection and efforts to undo the 2020 election. Garland appointed Jack Smith, a veteran prosecutor, to be the special counsel. Garland said the appointment would allow prosecutors to continue their work indisputably guided, he said, only by the facts and the law.
Based on recent developments, including the former president's announcement that he is a candidate for president in the next election, and the sitting president's stated intention to be a candidate as well, I have concluded that it is in the public interest to appoint a special counsel.
Smith said he plans to conduct the probes independently and in the best traditions of the Department of Justice. The special counsel will still report to Garland, who has ultimate say over whether to bring charges. Ben and Sarah, back to you.